Now, what are your thoughts on supplementation versus diet? If someone is deficient, if they are, already having some symptoms or even in chronic disease, would you say, let's get you on a supplement, magnesium supplement if you're deficient there? Or would you do both a diet and supplementation?
Probably both,
Yeah.
especially in a disease state, because the first thing is you got to fix the root cause of why you're mineral deficient. And if you have, let's say, diabetes and you have elevated insulin levels, you're not getting the magnesium into the cell and you're kicking more out in the urine. And so you're already very depleted in magnesium. So while you're trying to fix the insulin resistance, sure, you can boost the magnesium to prevent the extra losses that are occurring. But if you don't fix the insulin resistance, you're not going to be able to drive it into the cell that well. So you have to do both.
Right. Now, you say a lot that you shouldn't be drinking plain water to hydrate. What should we be drinking and why?
Well, I think so. If you think about it from an evolutionary perspective, we just didn't have like liters of bottled water that we could drink whenever we wanted to, right? We would actually probably persist and hunt and consume a lot of the salty blood and fluids once we finally got a kill. And we didn't just have constant access to water. And even the water that we did consume wasn't softened and wasn't just neutralized into this just lack of mineral water. And so I think it does certainly depends on the diet, but most people will need added sources of magnesium and calcium. And it's a non-caloric way to get bioavailable minerals already in their ionic charged form, which gives you the ability to slowly consume magnesium and calcium throughout the day, which gives it a better bioavailability than just taking a large dose. So I think mineral waters are a great way to sort of supplement the diet for those two minerals.
And do you find any fault in people really focusing in on filtration systems at home and not doing that mineralization either as part of the filtration system or drinking mineral waters? Because I get this all the time. What is the best, filtration system? And I always say filtration is just a part of it. Sure, you don't want bad things in it, but you do want some things in it. You do want minerals. And I always recommend something that either remineralizes or, of course, getting it straight from the source, spring water that you have extra. So you have some hydration that isn't polluted, yes, but you really do want something that is a little bit more hydrating with the mineralization in it.
Right.
Do you have any recommendations for that for people that are looking for water filtration or just looking at different sources of water they can consume?
That's exactly sort of what I internally was struggling with. Should I just get a better filtration system? Is that good enough? And then as I started doing more research, well, my diet really isn't giving me optimal intakes of magnesium and calcium. So, okay, I can make this water a little bit cleaner, but it's not giving me back the minerals that are missing in my diet. The other key piece we have to understand too is we do need and should be consuming some animal foods for nourishment. And those animal foods will provide acid, and you have to inhibit that acid somehow. Otherwise, it will deplete your bicarbonate stores, which can lead to bone loss and other issues, kidney issues and things like that. So most mineral waters, natural mineral waters, will bring that natural bicarbonate, and it's a slow infusion. So you're not really suppressing stomach acid like taking large 20-gram doses of sodium bicarbonate. This is 1.8 grams per liter in this slow infusion that gets quickly absorbed because it's already contained within the water itself. So for me, I was looking for something that filtration is great, but I need something that provides this bicarbonate and provides minerals as well. And you can add trace mineral drops to the water as well if you want. And you could add potentially sodium bicarbonate. I mean, I can't give advice, but there are other ways to get bicarbonate and minerals without just drinking, let's say, Gerolsteiner water.
Right. I mean, there's so many options out there, but it really comes down to if someone to ask me what's the absolute best water I could have, it has nothing to do with filtration. It has to do what's the most natural water you could have in nature that's running through, getting sunlight that's already detoxifying it and kind of purifying it, running through different minerals and rocks naturally and going straight to the source. So it's like if you have, if you live on a big piece of land where you have that, that's your best source of water. Otherwise, you're going to have to take different steps, either purchasing it like Gerolstein, others, adding things to it. Like you said, I've done the drops in there as well, which is kind of seawater or something, or you could use even. What are your thoughts on Quinton sea minerals? Where you have in those and you take in basically deep ocean kind of mineralization that way.
Yeah, there's actually some decent studies on deep ocean minerals and taking that for athletic performance specifically. And anytime you can get minerals in an ionic, already dissolved form, it's sort of like reducing your body's burden to get them into that form in the first place, because really the body has to solubilize those minerals first to get them to absorb well, or you have to put them on an amino acid like a chelated supplement to sort of trick the body into getting it into the system. And so getting minerals through a liquid form is your most bioavailable way to do it.
Mm. Yeah, no, I've noted that patients really do respond well, and you see those levels go up after they do something like the deep, but everyone's of course unique and different. It's just one of the options probably you should know about.